Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl Christian Mosey, and I'm coming to you today with 6 things that I learned since moving to New York City. So it's been about a year now that I lived in New York City, and I feel like I am well knowledgeable to share these 6 things with you. First thing, transportation is expensive. You really have to calculate how you're commuting here in New York City. For example, I take the Long Island Railroad, so a monthly Long Island Railroad membership is about $300 a month. Plus, with a subway membership, which allows me unlimited rides, is $128. So I'm paying over $400 in transportation alone. Uber is very expensive as well in New York. There's a lot of fees such as traffic fee and congestion fee. So definitely make sure to think about how you're going to be commuting in New York City. Second thing, it is very crowded. During rush hour, especially when you're in the subway and in the subway stations and you're walking in the street, it is a very dense populated city, especially in the boroughs, especially if you're on the bus and you have to take the bus. So definitely prepare for large crowds at all times, no matter where you're going. Even in the grocery store sometimes, especially Trader Joe's over here by 7th Avenue, it's a lot of people. Third thing, there is no such thing as personal space. And I say that to say is if you're commuting and you're going to be taking the bus and so on, it's still, again, a lot of people. So even when you're in a subway, you're going to be sitting next to somebody that's random. Hey, get used to it. That's the beauty of New York. You're able to enjoy this melting pot of different cultures and different people. So it's always going to be tight spaces in the subway, tight spaces when you're walking, tight spaces even when you're living, because a lot of the buildings here are very small as well. The fourth tip that I want to give you is give yourself time to commute. I really encourage that you get apps such as Transit. Look into the Apple app and the Apple Maps and look into the train times, things like that. Plan your commute. If you know you have to get somewhere for 3 o'clock, give yourself a couple of hours so you get there in time and you could beat that rush. So commuting does cost a lot of time. Sometimes the trains may not run timely, as they say, so you also have to prepare for delays. Fifth thing that I definitely want to talk about again is these same apps. Make sure to invest in these apps. So I'm going to list some app names here so you could be able to download them, because they have helped me out so much, especially the Long Island Railroad train app. So I'm able to see the times and I'm able to know when my train is coming, so it's an easier commute for myself versus having to transfer to another train because that train hasn't come yet. So really invest in these apps. And the last thing that I want to mention to you is anything that is cheap in New York, do not do it. That means that it's pretty much dangerous. Borderline, you're going to die. And I'm not even saying that with exaggeration. If you see a cheap room, if you see a cheap apartment, I really want you to question that and really do your research. Did somebody die in there? Is there no fridge? Look into these things, because anything that is cheap in New York, it is not good. You're going to have to pay your money if you want to be in better quality. You're going to have to pay your money to commute. New York is a place where it's not I could cut corners. It is what it is, or it's not. So I really encourage you to do your research. Look at the rooms, look at the neighborhoods, look at the area. Is this a place that you could be able to feel comfortable in? Also, is this a place that is not too far as a commute from your job? So even when it goes down to food, if it is too cheap in New York, it may not be the best thing for you health-wise, or it may be spoiled. And I'm just saying that just to say. So those are my 6 tips. If you liked it, please drop some comments below and let me know what you think.